Sparkle and Chill. Well, I did something I hadn't anticipated doing this weekend. And in my last video, or one of the last videos I did, I don't remember which one, I said I would never buy the 447 colors because that would just be ludicrous. I just wanted to get my case over here filled with extra drills. But then I bought this. This is a canvas that caught my eye. Let me put my glasses on so I can see. And I love it. Pull it out here. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to solve this problem of the sticky part. I'm just going to cut it off because it really isn't necessary. There, no more sticky part. Okay, so I found this really great canvas. And when I was in high school, I used to go past this place on a real busy street in our area. And there was this purple car, just like this, the VW Bug, but it was purple. This is pink, obviously, and it's done in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 different shades of pink, right? And I saw it and I was like, I could get that and I could make it into the purple bug. I could. So I bought it. I got it last week. And I was like, but I want to turn it purple. And so I went looking to just buy purple drills. And you know, they're like expensive just to buy one bottle. So I was perusing the colors and trying to figure out how to get what I wanted. And I came across a reshelved package of the 447 colors for $19.99, which was less than it would cost me to buy the 3 or 4 or 5 bottles of purples. And it has every shade of purple in it. It's like, but I don't want to do, I didn't want to do it. So I was like, and who knows, I'll get this and it's going to be a mess because it was reshelved for a reason. It said something about damage to the box or something. And I'm like, oh, well, we'll take a chance and see if it's a good deal. Either way, So for $19.99, I bought 400 and something odd drills. 447. And one of the reasons why I think it was returned, this one color, it's really pretty even, is 3840. It's a blue. It's really pretty. And the package had somehow ripped and it was all over in the box. And a bunch of them were in the tape that was on the box. So that's how I don't even think the person who ordered it opened it because there were drills that were spilled inside. And they probably thought that there was a bunch of them that were like that. But it was just the one color. So I got lucky. I was able to take all the drills out, shake them out, and then all the drills were still intact in the box. So I just dumped them into a tray, and I think I got most of them. There was a few that were still in the tape that I wasn't getting out, and then there was a few that were in the cracks of the box that I didn't bother to get. But so I probably got at least 900 of the drills. So of the 1,000. So we're gonna make a purple bug eventually, but tonight I'm tasked with trying desperately to get these in. And I've seen people will go kind of nuts over getting this done. I've seen a couple different videos of people buying these and then getting them filled. I'm not going to worry about what order they're in. I'm just going to pick a drill color. This one is 3805. I'm going to pick a cup, a little thing. I'm going to put this down where you guys can watch what I'm doing, and then I'll talk as I go, because I had one of those days that maybe venting about would be good. So I'm going to basically just do them as they come. I'm not worrying about what order they are in, and then maybe I'll put them in order at some point. Probably I will. So I'm going to readjust the camera, and I'll be right back. Oh, the magic of video. All right, so I'm just gonna go through and find the stickers for the color I'm doing. And this one is 3805, which is further down. But today was one of those days. You ever had one of those days where nothing went the way you were expecting it to go? So I am working on a project, and my computer, technology and I have a love-hate relationship. Mostly hate these days. My computer is old. It's not working right. It was slowing down, and everything was just and everything was going the wrong way. And so I was like, okay, I need to just move everything to a so I guess there are not, it's just, yeah, I think probably 200, maybe 200 are gone. And I'm thinking, well, what am I going to do? The hard drive is full, like literally to capacity. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just, it's gone. It's really frustrating. So, I'm like, okay, so what am I going to do? And so I'm trying really hard to reprogram the hard drive, like, you know, just basically erase it and set the computer back to factory. It's supposed to be easy, they say, right? So I downloaded everything this last week. I was working on moving all my files to an external hard drive. And so I did that. And so then today I was ready at about 3 o'clock to put them all, you know, to then reprogram the hard drive. And what happens? Well, it didn't work. I took everything, I went to the hard drive. Let me explain how this happened, because it's really driving me a little nuts. I don't really know what to think. So can somebody explain to me why, when you're working on a system that would have your ability to get to email and all of that stuff is on the computer that you're trying to reprogram, and they're asking to send you an email so that you can put in a code for them? I'm like, how am I supposed to get to email? I'm on my computer, and you won't let me get past this wall. So I go through all these steps. I'm working really hard at trying to get it through. I'm following all of their little convoluted things, and it's telling me that I am that I need this code. So I'm like, okay, send it to my phone. Well, then I get to the point where it's going to send it to my phone, and it says phone number not recognized, meaning it's not put in the right way. Like the phone number is my phone number. It's the one they have on file. But it's saying that I'm putting it in the wrong thing. So they're wanting a +1 and then the phone number. So I do that. And it still says that the phone number isn't in the right, they don't recognize the country code or something. So I'm like, okay, so what do I need to do? I'm like, you know, trying really hard, and I'm getting frustrated. And I keep going back and forth and in and out of it, and I can't get it figured out. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to figure out what to do. So I go on to ChatGPT. So if you guys didn't know, a lot of times it can walk you through things. You just ask it to, and it will show you exactly what to do. So it's telling me what to do. But it's not the right thing because, well, it's telling me the same thing that the computer's telling me to do that I've already done, and it just doesn't work. It's just not going to work. And so I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? I'm trying really hard to stay calm, and and I keep going at it and keep going at it. I tried every which way but Sunday, and it's telling me, so ChatGPT then started frustrating me because it was saying, do this. Well, ChatGPT does not understand sarcasm. That's all I got to say. I'm like, well, duh, I've already done that 20,000 times. It's not doing it. There's no way to bypass this area. You can't back out of it. You can't do anything to actually get to where you want to go. And I'm like, it won't let me. It's telling me it doesn't recognize it. Then it tells me, and I'm just like, okay, I'm losing my cool here. And long story short, it didn't get done because I could not find, I couldn't get what it wanted me to do. And so anyways, I finally got to the point that I was like, I'm trying everything I know to do. Let me see. Why am I not finding this? 37, 27, 37, 31. There it is. Okay, sorry. I'm doing everything it's telling me to do. Well, then I finally somehow was able to find that where it said to send me, it was to send me an email. But then I couldn't get to the email. I finally so I got out another even older computer that I haven't used for a long time. I'm like, okay, maybe what I gotta do is I gotta do this way. So I go in and I'm working on it, and I'm like, okay, let's get this done. And no, it still didn't work. And I'm like, what in the world am I doing wrong? So I tried and I tried and I tried, and I was just not getting anywhere. I was like, this is for the birds. I'm trying really hard, and all it's doing is making me mad. And so I kept trying, and finally I was like, okay. After 3 hours of working on getting everything off the computer and working on trying to figure out how to get ChatGPT is like, well, you're going to need to call support. And I'm like, I'm not freaking calling support. You might add, why would you not want to call support? And I'm like, because it's always a foreigner that has a thick accent that I can't understand, and that they can't understand me, or they're saying things too complicated for me to understand, and it gets me nowhere. That, and you're on hold for 72 hours. I know, exaggeration, that's me. And you don't get where you want to go. And it's like, well, I can do that, but it's not going to get me where I want to go. And so I was like, I really don't want to do that. I really don't want to spend all my time on the phone talking to, somebody who doesn't speak English very well, trying to explain to me things in a not very well so that I don't get it. And then I'm sitting there going, which is why I had gone to ChatGPT, because I'm like, it's not that hard. But for whatever reason, it's that hard. So, anybody know how you fix that problem? Because I really just don't. I'm at the point of just going, oh my good night, and freaking out. And I'm like, I just need to vent. I'm like, I'm trying really hard to be positive. I've got a lot of stuff on my plate that I'm trying to get accomplished, and I can't do it without a computer. And in fact, this very video that I'm working on right now, I can't post without YouTube Studios, and I can't get to YouTube Studios the right way through my iPad. Now I can create all my content through there, but I can't get to the I can't get to YouTube Studio to actually go in and finish getting it ready to publish. Thankfully, I have everything that's set up to like not like it's unlisted until I set the time for it to go. Otherwise, I'd be in big trouble because there's just no way I can do it right now. 37, not 38. Okay. So I don't know what the solution is, but my solution was just to turn the thing off and hopefully it turns back on. But I was at the point of no return. I was like, I just can't even do this right now. I'm at a point of just wanting to throw my computer through a window, and I was like, well, I better do something else. So I went and ran a quick errand, which is probably not a good idea. I shouldn't have been driving. I was really mad. But I went and ran my errand, came home, and I'm like, oh, irony. Now I get to address the thing that I just said in a very recent video that and I don't even know if it's, I think it might even be the one that I wasn't going to do this. I was going to buy all of these. It's ludicrous. It's crazy to buy all the colors, and it really is. But in order to do that picture, I was going to have to buy like 4 or 5 different things of purple. These are pink, but purples. And I don't want to do that. So I didn't want to spend that much money. So here I am, venting at you all. Forgive me. I'm sorry. I needed an outlet. I was like, I tried to diamond paint for a little while, and I did for a little while, and then I went back to trying to set it up, and it just was, I was just still so mad that I was like, you know, it's probably best for me just to try to do something else, and maybe 3715. Where is 3715? Okay, there's no 37. Oh, it's 3716. Okay. So here I am, working on this. I started my big cat video today. My big cat canvas today. I didn't, record any of it because I was like, you know, it's a really big canvas. I'm not going to record the whole thing as I go. And sometimes I just need downtime where I'm just like in my own element. And I think what I need, is to like plug a book in and just start, and then just, you know, do whip and chats once in a while I'm working on things, because that's just kind of where I'm at with things. So people were talking about doing this. I saw a couple different people who were like really overwhelmed doing this project, and as you can see, it's not overwhelming if you don't make it overwhelming. Yes, there's a lot of bottles here to fill, and these 2 rows plus 2 are front, or plus 1, because this is actually from this set. These are all from my kit down, and so now I'm like, what am I going to kit down into now if I use all of these, because these are pretty full and I don't really want to accidentally mix other colors. So I don't know. Now I don't know. Maybe I'm just not going to kit down. Maybe since I have all the colors, except for maybe certain ones, I'm probably just, maybe I'll put them into baggies and set them aside. I don't know. Maybe I'll just toss them like I used to. What do you guys think? And I just cut that off before I was ready. Okay. Well, and then this one's going to be a stinker and not... Okay, let's see if we can get that to stand up without tipping over while we open up this jar. This is the first time I've had a jar be difficult to open. Okay. These are pretty pinks. I do love all the colors, but I really wanted to collect all the colors by kitting down and doing it, but maybe what I'll do is start putting the ones that I kit down into a jar, and then I'll just have them, you know, for doing some other projects that are just kind of, you know, pick and choose, or maybe just a jar full of colors. I don't know. I'm just at the point where I'm like, I'm just trying to survive here. What did I do with the lid to that? Oh, it's still on there. See, my brain isn't working today now that I've done this, and I really should have grabbed a garbage can to be dropping these into. Do I have a box or something? I'm gonna have to go grab something to be putting these in just a second here. Let's cut this train apart first, though. But this is kind of nice just to, I think this is actually pretty easy because all I'm doing is separating them, locating the sticker, and then putting them in, and I'm not worrying about order. I can go back and take them all out and put them in order later, but I just think that that's kind of what I'm going to do. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just want to get all of these papers into a bag so I'm not at the end of it having this big huge pile of stuff. So that was kind of how my day went. Started out nice. I slept in and got a few things done around the house. Not enough, but a little bit. I'm in the process of trying to declutter, and honestly, it's a little overwhelming. I had a year of being ill and letting things just pile up, and then it got way overwhelming, and now I've got messes that I can't even, that I'm trying to just go, okay, we need to get rid of stuff. So that's what, $37.55. So that's what I'm trying to do, and I didn't do much today, honestly. I was really tired, and so I didn't do that. I'm also trying to work on this computer program. I didn't do any of that this weekend, which I need to get some stuff done. I am working on a project to do some affiliate marketing, and I am working on some funnels and different stuff like that, and it's just I'm learning a lot, but it can be really frustrating, you know. And so there are a lot of different shades of colors. It's kind of, this is kind of fun. $37.50. That doesn't even look blue, but it's a dark, dark blue. And so yeah, that was kind of my day. Frustration overload. I'm hoping that doing this methodical kind of thing that doesn't really take much brain power will just calm me down a little bit so I can go to bed tonight. Ooh, these are really a neat color. Have you seen those? They're kind of a, that's maybe a not periwinkle. I don't know what they call that. $37.50. It's really an interesting blue color. Okay, and these are all out of whack because $37.47. So I just decided, okay, we're gonna get this done because we got to get it done, and I'm gonna look like a total dweeb for saying I would never buy all these colors. What would I want all these colors for? Well, I really didn't want to get all of the colors. That was not my intention at first, but it was going to cost more to buy just the four to five colors. I think there's 5 different pinks. So it would be like to keep it the same, but to change it to purples. Great, I just dropped all the girls. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 5 different colors of pink. So that would equate 5 different colors of purple, right? So I'm like, to buy 5 colors was more, just to buy them individually was going to be more than $20 to buy all of them. Make that make sense. But I know it's because this was a box that was damaged, and honestly, there wasn't that much that was wrong with it. So I win. But now I've got all these drills. 4743. But actually, I am glad to be able to have this time to kind of vent a little bit, as well as just, you know, get something productive done. Last weekend, I was organizing my craft corner, or I should say my diamond painting corner. And I did finish, I did get my dogs finished. I got Freckles finished and framed, and I got Sophie's picture framed, and I got him up on the wall this morning. That felt good because did I get him this morning or last night? Last night, I think. And just made me happy. So I have a couple other dogs that I want to do. So kind of funny, when I was a kid, I always said I was going to have 6 dogs. I was going to have 6 dogs. And it was kind of the big joke that I was going to grow up and have 6 dogs. It was something I just wanted 6 dogs. I don't know where I had heard something about, somebody must have had 6 dogs and I wanted 6 dogs or something. I loved dogs. My very first dog, that was my own dog, was a dog named Otto, and he was a little red dachshund, and it was a little miniature dachshund. He was so cute. And how I got him was that we had a neighbor, and we all have neighbors, right? We had this neighbor that was friends with my mom, and when I was like 8 years old, I was about 8 years old when he first got the dog. And so our neighbor got this dog, and he was roommates with his brother. And his brother also had a little dachshund named Dino. And Dino was an older dog, and Dino was kind of grumpy. And when my mom's friend brought home Otto, Dino and Otto did not get along. And so my mom's friend was having to tie the dog up outside. We lived in condominiums, nice ones, and they had everybody had like a little yard area and whatnot. And so every day he would tie the dog up. We went to school year round. So we were in school for 9 weeks, and then we were out for 3. And so I would see Otto outside on leashed up, and I would unleash him and take him and go play while the neighbor was at work. And every night the neighbor would come over and knock on the door and, "Can I have my dog back?" And I always tell everybody I stole my first dog. So I would kind of begrudgingly give him the dog. Every once in a while he would let me have him overnight. If he had to go somewhere, I would get to take care of him while he was gone. And so we were going to move, and the dog, when I was in school, on the days I was in school, was very sad because the little girl that played with him all the time wasn't there. So we were moving, and he came over, and he with a dog under one arm and a bag of dog food in his hand, and he told my mom, "I cannot let you leave without her taking the dog with her. The dog's going to be heartbroken if she's gone." So this is how and this was back in 1977. And he had gone, we lived in Oregon, he had driven all the way to Idaho to get this dog, and he paid, and I remember him talking to my mom when he first got the dog. He paid $300 for the dog. I remember my mom was just dumbfounded that anybody would spend $300 for a dog, and this was 1970, probably 75 when he got the dog. So he was probably a year old when we got him. It had probably been at least a year that I had been taking him every day. And anyway, so he came over, and my mom was like, "Are you sure?" And suddenly I had a dog. And that dog was the best dog. He was so fun. And that's how I got my first dog. And I had loved dogs before that, but my mom she was a single mom. She didn't have time for a dog and didn't know if I would take care of it. But I'd spent a year taking care of this dog. And so she really couldn't say no. But yeah, and I only have like pictures from way back then of him, and I'm not sure, because they're really small, how to get a picture of it. So I'm going to try. I think ChatGPT helped me with the rendering of my other dog, Sam, that I had in high school. I haven't gotten it helped out a rendering with the picture of Sam. And so I might see if even with a small one, if they can recreate it. And I think you can. It's not, I mean, he was really very much looked like the little tan dachshunds that you see, purebred mini dachshund. So it would just be fun to have all the dogs on the wall, you know. I know some people might think that's a little strange, but I'm a dog person, and I can't have a dog right now because I have birds now. I really would like to get a dog. I saw little puppies that look just like my little Otto, and I really wanted to get one so bad. But right now I'm a cancer survivor, and I'm only at year 2 of this cancer. And I have had cancer twice. And so I'm not necessarily out of the woods at this point. And so I kind of am. I got birds because I didn't think I'd get as attached to them. I have. I'm attached to them, but just thinking they might be easier to find homes for if I should get sick again. Sometimes you just gotta plan for things not to go your way. Not that I think that's the case, but you got 5 years of, I don't want to, my whole worry the whole time I was sick wasn't really about me. It was about my dog and what was going to happen to her if I was gone. And she was very, very attached to me, and if she went to stay at somebody's house, she wouldn't eat. In fact, while I was in the hospital for 9 days, she barely ate. And I got her back, and she was really not doing good because she didn't really eat much at all. And so yeah, it's kind of a worry for me. So that being said, I don't have a dog. I almost got one this last week though. I was so tempted. There was this little dog on Craigslist. The person wanted an arm and a leg for it. Not that it's not worth it, it's a lot of money. And I've never spent that much on a dog. So I was like, I don't know that I can do that, but I wanted to. And then I was thinking about it, no, it's probably not a good time. And then with the birds, it could just cause a problem, right? So I didn't do that. This is going pretty fast, right? So see, this doesn't have to take and be a big to-do. The couple people that I saw doing these, it was like this big thing for them, and I think it's just, I think if you go about thinking that you have to have everything in order and all of that, then yeah, it could be difficult, but I don't think you have to go in order. In fact, these are not the top ones. They were all mixed up in the thing, so, and I took everything out and shook everything out so I could get those blue diamonds out of it. So that's kind of what. So 3771. Okay. So this is pretty easy. I like that I haven't really done a whip and chat or something like that where I was actually talking too much because, well, my birds are usually going, but what I did, because I'm in the living room and they're just in the cage next to me here, I put the cover on most of the way. It's not on all the way. The front is open, but I usually do that for the first, about a half an hour before I put them to bed, and then they start simmering down and they get quieter. And so I thought, I wonder if I could just do this out here and still be able to talk. And they are being good and quiet. They went up to the top of their cage where it's darker. Yay me! So I may have come up with a way to do whipping chats at night. Because my desk in my room is my office area, and it's covered with work stuff, and so it's really hard to have this stuff going. 3770. Seven seven two. Oh, I wonder. Okay, here's the litmus test. Are these the same? I think they are. Does it look the same to you? I think they're the same. There's a straggler in there, but I think these are the same. Yay! So that's the thing with this. The colors from the kit down. I really want to, let me do this. I have a tray. I have one of these, the kit from the car one. Let's see if I can open this up and put a couple drills down and make sure they're the exact same color. I really don't want to mix them if they're not. Okay, let's do this. And then let's exact same. Yay! And can I tell you how much I love this funnel? Before I was using those little rubber ones that come with the dot art cases like this. Can I just tell you those don't work very well. They work okay, but because it's not smooth, like this is like really smooth, and it's got, this was, I'm sure, printed, and it's got like a ridges in there, so they don't stick to it. They just fall down. There's nothing for them to stick to, so they don't get caught in it. It's wonderful. And they don't spill out. They just go right in where they're supposed to go. So I'm a happy camper. So what did you guys do this weekend? Make a comment down below. Is this video helpful for you at all as far as, you know, how to go about doing this without driving yourself crazy? I watched two different people who were like crazy because they were doing this, and they were like, oh, I'm so frustrated. And I'm like, there's got to be an easier way not to be frustrated. And I thought, well, I'm never going to do it, so I'm not going to find out. And then what did I do? Exactly what I said I wouldn't do. But I also said I would never have a bunch of kits either, and here I have this stockpile of them now. But I did that for reasons. I know my income right now is pretty good, but that could change. And I was like, I don't want to be left without, I'm gonna put that there. I don't want to be left with nothing to do. Layoffs and stuff like that happen. So it's like, you know, I thought 3766. So that's where I am at. I'm just, I got a few things that I'm just holding in reserve, and I'll do unboxings as I decide to open them. I did have to, like, a couple of things I had to look at to make sure I got what I wanted, so they're not in their packages, but I'll be able to show them as I get ready to do them or whatnot. So 766 3765. Okay, there we go. So this is really fun, and it's not, I mean, I can go through and find the numbers later, you know, put them in order if I so choose, or not. You know, basically when you're looking for them, you're just, 3765. Unfortunately, I bought the dot art ones, so all these numbers should correspond because they're the dot art, or ArtDot containers and ArtDot drills, so everything should be really good. So I started the big cat video, I keep saying that, video canvas, and I'm really excited about it. It's really pretty, but it's got a lot of, right now I'm working on just the first corner of it, and it's very repetitive, which has me a little worried about the big canvas that I bought, Mother Love, from ArtDot during their anniversary sale. So I'm a little bit nervous about doing that because this one color, just in this one corner, I'm like, oh, this is a lot of the same one. This one has a lot of different colors though, but it looks all, you know, brown and chestnut and that. So I'm sure it's going to be not as it's going to be some variations because of all the different colors that make up their coat. So I think it'll be fine, but it's like, I kind of like when there's lots of bright, vibrant colors, and there's not a lot of bright, vibrant colors in that. So I'm a little concerned about that, just because I like the cheerfulness of all the bright colors. You guys, what kind of paintings do you guys like to work on? I like animals, and I like butterflies. I think that's going to be pretty painfully obvious because I realize I have so many paintings with butterflies, but I like butterflies. They're a symbol of new life. They're beautiful, and they just, there's so many things about them that are very, you know, transformation comes to mind, all those things. So I was hoping, I want to try to get through, this was the top layer of the, getting close to the top layer of beads. I'm not going to try to do it all in one sitting. I kind of like this. This is kind of therapeutic, being able to talk and not really have to think too much about what I'm doing, other than putting a sticker on the lid and then putting them in. So if you've been a little questionable about doing this, as long as you've got the containers to put them in, and you know, this was a decision I made to get down in because people were getting down, and I was like, oh, I've never done that. I usually just toss my drills. But now I think what I'm going to do, instead of getting down that way, I think I might just dump them in a jar. Mary over at Diamond Dots, I think is her name. I think that's her thing. Anyways, that's what she does. She puts them in a jar, and then she puts them in a jar, and then she uses them for other fun projects. And I think that's a really good idea. Okay, stickers. I want my brain to work here. Okay, 3802. So I'm kind of excited. I think that This is going to make things really fun when I have other projects. I wasn't planning on doing it this way, but, and I don't know what kind of project I would do, but, because honestly, I was just looking for the colors for my Volkswagen Bug and didn't want to spend a fortune. And these are nice. They come with 1,000 drills per bag, and they're normally, I think, like, I want to say they're like $35 or $40, which is why I was like, I don't know, you're not gonna see me buy that. But then I was looking for just the ones and I found it, and I'm like, oh, I'm okay if some of them are gone, because I wasn't really doing it for that reason anyway. And so I figured there might be some that were missing, but not really. I mean, I probably lost 200 drills on that blue one. And we'll see. I was reading a post from somebody in one of my diamond painting groups, and she mentioned she bought one and something bad happened with her buying it. She bought it and it was missing like 20 colors, and then had a bunch of other colors that weren't even supposed to be in there. So what she thinks happened is somebody bought it, they returned it, and they returned it, that what they did was they had certain colors that they needed. This is her thought process. She said she thinks that whoever bought them was had colors that they needed, and so they bought it and then returned it with the same with more packets than it actually was supposed to have in it, but then it didn't have certain ones and it had doubles of others. So she thinks that's what happened, because it was also a reshelled item. So she said, and that's really not a nice thing to do, because you know they resell those, and if somebody buys them and you've done that, I mean, she did get extra ones, but she didn't get some of the colors that she needed. Like me, she was buying it for a reason, you know, to get certain drills, and me, I'm trying to get to the purples. Okay, so far I'm not at the purples. That's okay. We'll get to them. It doesn't really matter which way I go, because these are, okay, 37.90. So yeah, so this is kind of a fun project. I wasn't planning on doing, but I do need to get them in this because I want to get rid of the box. That's why I wanted to get it done probably in the next couple nights. I doubt I get all of them done tonight. We'll see what gets done, what doesn't. See how fast it goes though with these? We've been talking now, oh gosh, I guess 26 minutes and 54 seconds. Who's counting, right? So yeah, I guess I'll wrap it up as far as this particular video. I'm going to finish up this bin here, and then go to bed. But thank you for joining me. I don't want to keep you guys too long. This will get filled up in the next couple of days. I'll probably do another chat while I do it, the rest of it, but I'm going to get this part done tonight, and then we'll work on probably a couple more sessions of getting it ready. All right, have a great day. Evening, I should say. Talk to you later. Oh, you can check me out. I started a Facebook group. It's only got a couple members right now. It's at sparkleandchill@facebook.com, or at sparkleandchill on Facebook. I don't know how you look that up. I'm gonna have to figure that out. And then, and it's not very active yet because it's just starting. So there's a few people that are friends of mine that I accidentally didn't have it on private in the beginning, the first couple days, and friends of mine saw it. I'm doing my YouTube channel not by telling friends about it, but by letting it happen naturally, letting the people in our community and people who are interested in, the people that actually type in that they're looking for diamond painting stuff, because I want it to grow naturally. And have people who are really interested in it versus just people who are going to come and look for a minute and then leave, which that could happen here too, but that's my hope. So anyways, I look forward to the next video. I'm going to be doing one on storage containers and other tools here in the next little bit or so. I'm not exactly sure when, but that's one of the ones I'm going to do, and different tools. And so far that's what I have planned. That and working on the big cat. Talk to you soon. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that stuff. And appreciate you. Thank you. Bye. Welcome back. And I know it's just been a few minutes for you, but it's been a couple of days for me. I just wanted to show you the finished product. I got both cases full of the, so there's 420 in this case. There's another 20, let's see, 12, 24, 25 here. And so, yeah, that's where we're at as far as how many drills we got in all of that. Now, I did not put them in order in any way. I just, other than, you know, I'd cut the strips and they would be in order per strips, but they're kind of all messed up. They're all over the place in here, and I'll maybe one day go through and put them all numerically. But for now, they're just in here. And that's one of the things I wanted to say. You know, I watched a couple different videos of people who were doing these, I'm gonna take my glasses off, that were doing this kitting up or, you know, putting into storage these, all the colors. And they were stressing out about it, that it was such a stressful thing. And I can imagine that if I was trying to keep everything in order and do everything a certain way, that it would be a little bit stressful. So don't do that. Just, if you're gonna do this, just put them into the next container that you're going to put them in and get them labeled. And all I did was take the stickers, had the color, matched up the color with the number on the sticker, and put the sticker on the container. Now, whether you're using ArtDot bottles, or you're using baggies, or you're using, you know, whatever other kind of storage system that you're planning to use for this, don't worry about what the order they are in the beginning. Just get them into the bags. Once they're in where they need to go, then sorting them isn't going to be a problem. You can pull them out and do little by little. I plan on probably doing, you know, going through and taking them all out of, you know, look for the top ones. I'm going to get another set of the stickers because I got 2 sets of these. I'll just get the other set and I'll just look at it and I'll find them, and I'll take everything out of the top one and I'll start adding them in and just slowly get it done. It doesn't have to be done in a day, and it doesn't have to be a big, huge chore. It just has to be, you know, I mean, if that's what you want to do, and you don't honestly even have to do it. It'll just make it easier to find things. But honestly, they're all in here, and when you're looking to do things, it's easy to just, you know, go through and look at all the numbers. So I hope this helps. It was fun for me. It was really, honestly, once you watch, as you're watching the video, you'll see, I mean, it was really nice. I was able to vent to little things that were going on in my life. And it wasn't a big, huge ordeal. It was just next bottle until it was done. And I didn't record the whole thing. I recorded most of it, what you guys saw, and then I didn't have it on for a couple days, and I was just doing it in between my breaks and stuff because I work from home. And then, yeah, and then I'm just showing you now it at the end part of it, just because otherwise it would have gotten really long. The video didn't need to be that long for sorting. But anyhow, so if you're interested in doing this, if it's something you've wanted to do, you know, it, as I said in the beginning, it was not something I intended to do. You know, when I got this other kit, and in order to do what I wanted to do, because I want to change it from a pink VW Bug to a purple one, the cost of the drills alone just to buy the 5 different colors was going to be more than the $20 that I got this for. And I got it for $20 because it was a reshelf and it was a damaged box. I got real fortunate, and that damaged box just had one little envelope that had exploded in there. What had happened was it got torn. probably when they were loading it in, and then they got all over, and then there was a bunch of them on the thing, so on the tape. So the person who bought it, I'm sure, saw them all over the tape and was like, no, I'm sending this back. And and rightfully so. I mean, if I had spent, I think they're like $35 or $40 or more, something like that. I think they're like $40, right around there, $39.99 or something like that. So I would have sent it back too if I thought that there was a bunch of them opened up in there, because, you know, you're spending a lot of money, you want to get what you bought. I got it at $19.99 as a reshelf, and so I went ahead and did it only because I wanted those purples. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it, because I wasn't looking to get all the colors. Because what I've said to people all the time, you get all you need with every kit. Why would I want to buy more colors, right? This will allow me to do some playing with, you know, the more I thought about it, once I got it. All right, now pipe down. Shh. Buster, you loud bird. Buster, don't be loud bird. They're right up there. Their cage is right behind the camera. They are pretty funny sometimes. Those of you that don't know, I do have 5 parakeets, and they've been cooped up all day in their cage, and I just opened their cage door hoping that would help them to quiet down and not make a bunch of noise. They were being quiet before I turned. When I start talking, they start getting noisy. They think I'm talking to them. But what you doing? You gonna come out and play? Huh, Buster? You gonna come out and play? The other day, the funniest thing happened. So where I do my diamond painting, I have just bought a new lamp that is like it's what am I trying to say? It's got a long light on it. And I was working the other day, and my birds aren't hand tame, and they're not necessarily want to be by me all the time. But I had just put that up, and I was sitting down and I was working on the thing, and all of a sudden Lily, one of my birds, landed right on that and was just looking at me for a second. I'm like, whoa, that's different. She hasn't done that before. And so it was kind of fun. And then she flew away. I don't really want them landing there. They don't need to poo on my canvases. But it was fun for her to be there for a second. Anyhow, I'm going to let you guys go. I know it's been a long video. Yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Please like and subscribe, and ring the bell if you want to know when I've uploaded videos. And yeah, have a great day. Bye.